All right, hey there friends, I've yapped enough about SoFi. Let's talk about Nvidia. We're back up in the 20s. This is fantastic, and we figured this was coming because our sweet, beautiful Superman CEO right here, look at these two, aren't they beautiful? The two most richest guys right now, just in control of the world. We need Elon tucked in right there, just right there. Our CEO of Nvidia here, he has finally stopped selling shares of Nvidia, and this was kind of the gossip the last few weeks here with Nvidia. People were freaking out because he was selling shares of Nvidia, but we've seen CEOs do this. He's just taking some money, man. Let the guy have his fun. But that he's come out and said, hey, I'm done. I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't need $1 billion more. So with that, Nvidia is doing what it does. It's going right back up, and today getting back to a very high number that we have not seen here in quite some time with Nvidia. So, it's back in the news. It's just taking up the news media right now. And with that, the FOMO around Nvidia seems to be starting right back up. So, the last time we were in the 20s was back in August here, and we took a huge dip down to this 102 in September, then back into the teens, middle of September, and we kind of just played around there for a little bit. Now we're back in the 20s. Now, are we going to sustain this 20 mark? I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know how the market's going to react here the next 4 weeks. I would not be surprised to see a huge shakeout in the market here in the next at one of these weeks in the next 4 weeks in the market, because guess what's in 4 weeks technically? The election. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, crypto is moving. We're seeing huge movement in crypto right now. Obviously, that's because rate cuts, pumping money, and that's going to continue to happen right there. But this is the situation. We're gearing up for what's going to come next in the market. So news with Nvidia today, there is some pretty decent news out with Nvidia. Obviously, articles are starting to come out and say, hey, is Nvidia going to 200? And one of the articles actually talks about Nvidia going to 200 in the next 2 years. I honestly think that is at a snail's pace. I would not be surprised to see Nvidia, if we see another round of Nvidia hype come up here very soon, especially with these new chips they're about to come out with, for Nvidia to be at 150 sooner than we think, and then possibly just this time next year for Nvidia to be at $200. Why would that be crazy? Look what Nvidia just did. Did you just forget about what happened the last 6 months? So when people go like, oh, Nvidia can't go to 200 within the next 2 years, listen, that is a snail's pace compared to what Nvidia has been doing. So obviously, I know there's a lot that's got to still happen here, but there is a lot happening here with Nvidia. It's not done. Nvidia, excuse me, here just bought up this company, acquiring this little bitty AI company. So that's out there right now. Didn't really do much to move it, but really the news is around what's going on here with what we're seeing with AI in general. AI companies are starting to move up again. Meta's running hard right now. Obviously, they got their new Google glasses things out, AI glasses. But with that too, even SoundHound is trying to move up. SoundHound's doing great, honestly. It's right under this $5 mark, but if we look back just 2 months ago, these are very high numbers for SoundHound, which SoundHound is like my dark horse. SoundHound is the stock that I am betting on huge going into the next 2 years in this overall market. I think SoundHound is going to be just a beast of 2025 and 2026 with what is projected. So if you don't know about SoundHound, check them out. If you're looking for an AI stock that is not that big, that's under $5, you'll thank me in a few years. So looking at a chart here with Nvidia, kind of, here's my Sesame Street chart here. This 120 to 126 here, what we've seen, a 122 right there in the middle. I think we're probably going to play around this 126 to 119. This probably will be the new gap here, as long as we see the market kind of just have an even pace here, a snail's pace, and kind of just staying healthy. I think the market has done what it's going to do right now until we see the election be done. I don't know that the market, is going to go much higher. There's really no reason for it at the moment, because the market is waiting on, hey, who's going to be running the ship here the next 4 years? We're really interested, because both these candidates, they've got completely different policies about what they're going to do. So, 120 to 119, definitely we could hit that very easily here with Nvidia. And 26, maybe probably even 127. We could see Nvidia climb back to, I mean, we almost made it to 128 today. So 127, 126, not that big of a deal, to be honest. And this is where Nvidia was playing here just a few months right after we had the split. Nvidia was playing around a low 130s to high 20s. So we could be going right back to that. I think that's going to be the happy place for Nvidia. Talking about Nvidia going back to $100, a lot of people, including myself, I'm just going to throw myself under the bus. I thought Nvidia would probably touch $95 again. I was hoping, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I was hoping, I was like, please, stock gods, make this thing go to $90. I think a lot of us were, because selfishly, it would have been a perfect opportunity to start buying up Nvidia. Because, listen, if you think Nvidia's done running here, if you think like Nvidia can't make any more money, how can they make more money? Dude, what they're about to do with this new chip they got coming out, it's bigger, it's better, it's more expensive. And guess what? Everybody they sold their old chip to the last few years, they're going to go, hey, we need this new chip. We're about to go into a whole nother full circle here with Nvidia running up big numbers. They've already broken all the records. More than likely, what's going to happen? They're going to continue to break the records. They don't have a lot of competition right now, and this is where people get very mixed up. Well, people go like, well, there are other chip companies out there that are competitors with Nvidia. What about AMD? AMD's doing great. AMD's almost back to 170, but still, Nvidia's ahead of the game right now. It's Nvidia world right now. And then you've got these other ones behind. It's almost like stay with me here. It's almost like a Tesla situation where you have Tesla, and I'm talking about Tesla like, 4 or 5 years ago. When we saw Tesla, Tesla hit these numbers that everybody was like, it can't go in. The Tesla can't do anymore. It just can't. And then we saw all these other little EV companies and some big ones too, right behind Tesla, trying to catch up with Tesla, trying to do what Tesla's doing. And they just couldn't. They just couldn't catch up. Tesla's still so far ahead of the game when it comes to EVs and sales. It's just, they've got the market, man. And obviously there's some fierce competition out there in the EV market, but it's just apples and oranges situation right here. It's close, but it's very different. So Nvidia is so far ahead in this game right now. I would be very careful who you're listening to if they said like Nvidia's not going to run anymore. That is crazy talk. Now obviously there's other stocks out here that you don't need as much capital, that you can get a heftier position in. And obviously one of those, like I talked about, was SoundHound. And Palantir, don't forget about Palantir. Obviously Palantir is a completely different company and just all around completely different company than Nvidia, but still very much just one of those companies that is making its own way, and it's going to run hard this next year. So friends, really what I'm seeing here, I know a lot of you, you're buying in, you're selling out, raising capital, making a bigger position in wherever, whether it's Nvidia, Palantir, wherever it be. This is what you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, if you're willing to do that on a day-to-day basis, man, good for you. That's awesome. If you're just buying and holding, don't be worried for Nvidia to have a bad day here and there. Take these red days as like positive days. When Nvidia falls back down to maybe a 116, go, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to put 20 bucks in it. I'm going to put 100 bucks in it. I'm going to put maybe some more in it. When it has these days of running heavy to 128, don't start unloading money in it. Go, this is good. This is great. This is what I want to see, because that's just what it can get to. And this is, we're going to start to see these staircases be built here. We're going to have staircases start to be built here with Nvidia stock as we go into this next leg of the market. Regardless who wins this election, we're going to have a nice little run here in January with the stock market. It's going to do well, and everything's going to run here. Not to mention we've got these rate cuts coming in, and guess what loves rate cuts? Stock market. So that's going to really help the situation. Friends, I want to wish all of you the best of luck. I am very excited about what is coming. I can smell this bull run coming. Man, I can see it. I can smell it. I am so excited. I'm excited about the stock market. I'm excited about the crypto market. Oh man, I hope everyone has set themselves up for what is coming. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome. Friends, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.